Fighting, that's pretty cool.
Hey, that's a good fish.
Hey, good man, nice and zany.
That's my first salmon in Alaska. Beautiful fish. All right, everyone, this is Gary Anderson of Anderson Lodge up here in Alaska, and it's taking us up the Thorne River, and look at that, first cast, beautiful silver, chrome bright. What a fight.
It's a good fish.
It is a good fish. I'm hoping there's a few more in that hole.
I think there is.
This is pretty neat. So, as it's a do-it-yourself type adventure, we're just half an hour drive from Thorne Bay.
If that.
Access on the Thorne River, and you've got species in here year-round.
Steelhead in the winter and the spring, and then the trout start coming in, the sea run dolly varden, sea run cutthroat, and then after that the salmon follow through, and they keep going all the way through November.
So, as part of the do-it-yourself adventure or self-guided trips, you've got lodging and meals that you prepare, and you kind of help guys plan out freshwater, saltwater adventures depending on what time of year they're here.
Right. Depending on what species they want to chase, and we can customize it to what they want.
That's an awesome option for folks that kind of are operating on a budget, or maybe they don't want a salmon, they just want halibut, or you know, they can kind of pace their trip.
Yep. And it's actually easier if you want to target a specific species, because you can focus on that and plan your trip around that species.
Right on. Well, this was fun, man. We're going to keep at it.
Awesome.
We made it.
Yes, we did.
We're almost there.
Well, we're pretty darn close. We're in Ketchikan, and next stop is Thorne Bay.
We were waiting for a float plane in the bus stop here on the dock.
I think I see it coming. Hello and welcome to a special edition of Northwest Fishing Reports. We are on an adventure to Alaska, going to Anderson Lodge, and we are going on to Thorne Bay. This is our pilot.
Dave Watson. I fly for TAC 1 Air.
Dave, you've done this flight a few times before, haven't you?
More than once.
More than once, okay. Well, it's the first time I've ever flown on a float plane. About how long of a flight do we have today?
Thorne Bay is 25 minutes, right across the straits right there.
All right, cool. So we've had a bit of a flight delay because of the weather, but we're ready to go. So gear's loaded up and let's go on an adventure.
One could be up front, co-pilot seat there, and then 3 across the bench seat here.
All right. Yeah, that was cool sounding.
We're supposed to say, Roger.
Get your seatbelt on.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Trip of a dream come true, Alaska.
YouTube and gone viral.
Okay.
The crab pots have been dropped, but don't drop us. We'll be back after the break.
We'll be back right after these messages.
We're picking up our self-guided adventure here in Thorne Bay, Alaska. Yesterday we got out on the river for some freshwater coho action.
Oh man, I landed a beautiful chrome bright silver. We've got the rain that came in, and with it, a lot of silver. So we're hoping today we're gonna go out through Thorne Bay, out to the inner passage. We're gonna be targeting those silvers. This is a self-guided trip. We are gonna have the owners with us though.
Yeah, Gary and Victoria Anderson are jumping on board. Gonna come out with us for a little bit this morning.
They'll be in one in each boat, but this is still a self-guided adventure, and this is what you can experience when you come out here to Anderson Lodge. You go out one day as a charter on the big boat, and then you get to take your own skiffs out on your own. And the waters are calm, and there's great fishing to be had. So hop on board with us, let's go fishing. So just a short little 10-minute run from the lodge, and we are out on the fishing grounds. There's already a couple boats over there. We're out here yesterday evening. We got a silver and some blackmouth, which of course we put those back. The boats that are provided by Anderson Lodge have a Power Scotty's electric downrigger, and then we've also got a beautiful knuckle buster rod that we're going to play around with. Love those rods, love those reels. So today we're going to run one downrigger. I've got a flasher set up on it with a green hoochie, one of my favorite rigs, and I'm just running a full herring behind it. I'm going to feed these coho well today. Our trolling speed, we're going to be hitting around 2.8 on the fish finder.
That's knots, right?
2.8 knots. Put this back about 20 feet or so. So we got Rob on the motor steering us.
Captain Rob, Mike. That's Captain Rob.
That's right. We got Captain Rob steering the boat while I get the lines in the water.
Deckhand Mike.
Deckhand Mike, yeah, okay, all right, whatever. So, we're early morning, so we're not going to go deep. Maybe run this down to about 40 feet or so. All right. I love getting up first thing in the morning. The anticipation level in my head is like sky high. And we're in paradise. I mean, it's just beautiful. You look around you, there's nothing but spectacular scenery. Just a couple, 2-3 boats fishing this waters. This is why you come to Alaska, to get away from it all and just be back in nature.
Feel your soul.
Yeah, fill your soul. You know, just, man, what a place to come. It's just amazing. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
The big ball of bait. Found the bait. Fish.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. Fish on. Oh, look at that. Woo-hoo!
Fish on.
Oh yeah. Well, that took about 5 minutes.
What do you think, Mike?
I think I could get used to this. Gary, there's a lot of these coho coming in through the inner passage, isn't there?
There's a pile of them. Yeah.
Almost every stream in the area has a coho run in it.
And they're all wild, no hatcheries.
No hatcheries.
Look at that chrome. Chrome.
He's not done yet, Mike.
You ready? Slow down.
There we go. Good job.
All right. So Mike will say, hey, that one ended up being a blackmouth.
I would have swore that was a coho, but that first fish was blackmouth, so we went ahead and safely released him, and back in the water he goes. I'm sure we'll get the next one will be a coho. We'll see.
But it's my turn.
There are a lot of blackmouth in this bay here as well, so we're going to be catching them both today. So it's really important to have your fish identification skills down pat.
Gary was saying earlier, you can find every species on this troll: pinks, sockeye, occasionally chum, kings, and coho. So we might see a little bit of everything.
I'm really surprised because 40 feet on the cable and the back spot, that's got to be like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Fish is swimming around on the top.
Yeah.
You just figured blackmouth down.
Yeah, no, they're all levels.
Oh, Rod. Oh yeah. What do we got here? What do we got? Oh, nice job.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah!
All right, coho.
Nice fish.
Do it yourself, baby. Alaska style. Prime eater right there, man. Coming at ya.
Better get it. Okay.
How long has he been fishing on him?
All right.
Come on, fish.
Oh, that just popped.
Oh, it's going.
Holy cow. Big feeling. Good.
Bring your downrigger up.
The line.
I would put your motor in neutral.
It is neutral. Am I in their boat?
You're under them.
Now that's a fish. Holy cow, it ripped some line. We might have a winner here. Yeah. Wow, he ripped off a lot of line right off that. That was a tough one to get out of the holder even.
I gotta pinch myself, I'm in Alaska.
Fish just keeps going.
We just went through a very shallow little point. Some kelp in there. Big old king might have been sitting and waiting in ambush.
There's a lot of bait, and I had this great idea to tuck in behind this point. And man, did that work out good. Oh, this is taking some concentration because it just keeps peeling line.
You want to get in on some action like this, Anderson Lodge. It's a 2-hour flight from Seattle and then a 30-minute float plane, and you're here on the water in the middle of this wilderness. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Oh, and he was a hot fish. Pretty hot fish, ripped off some line there.
Barely legal.
Barely legal.
Yeah, I'd kick him loose.
You do what?
Kick him loose.
Kick him loose, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, well, he was feisty as heck. It's a king. We're gonna release it. The retention for kings here is a 28-inch minimum. So this guy's probably on the borderline. Hard fighting fish. We're gonna hold out for a bigger one.
There he goes.
Look at that. Good job.
All right.
Bruce at the general store. Do it again.
All right. Well hooked. Double hooked.
I got a fish.
So we're trolling in to Thorne Bay. Gonna grab some lunch, switch up some things for the afternoon. And Mike, you hooked up something.
I did, and it really shallowed up quite a bit here in this little passageway, so I could very well have a bottom fish. I think I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, that looks like it is a
It's a copper.
copper.
It's a copper.
That looks like a copper.
Yeah, this is a copper. Now, there's a whole lot bigger fish than this, so he's going back. And with that, it's time to go to lunch. Here's one thing that's really cool when you're doing your self-guided day. Go out fishing in the morning. It's only a 10-minute run back to the lodge, so come in for lunch, rest for a little bit, head back out for round 2.
Maybe check our crab pots.
That's right, yep, check the crab pots. And should note one thing, a lot of guys that watching this, maybe they're used to seeing Puget Sound, you're pulling up a crab pot and you got 20 crab in it, and they're all undersized. Here, you don't have as many in the crab pot, but the ones you have, they're huge.
They're keepers. Yeah.
And Washington 6 1/4 is a keeper. Here it's 6 1/2, and we're getting crab that are bigger than the 6 1/2.
And steady, you know, it's a
It's
few
steady.
every time.
Yep.
And we're checking them, you know, twice a day. So
Yeah. So anyway, it's time to go to lunch. We'll see you on the other side of lunch.
keep watching. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
The routine here is so nice at Thorne Bay. We went out fishing this morning, took a little break, a little siesta. Now we're back, we're pulling pots. We're gonna freshen up our bait. Life moves a little slower in Alaska. That's okay. Hey, so I'll tell you what, the crab that are in this bay, they are big crab. So what we're gonna do is rebait our gear, and we've got a keeper in there. Now it's interesting, in Washington you bring up a pot full of undersized crabs. Here we brought up one crab, but it's a beautiful keeper. 6.5 inches is what they need here. We're good by about 1/4 inch on this guy. So in the cooler he goes. So when you do the self-guided adventure, you got your own boat. This is all, you do it at your own leisure and pace. Take a few hours break in the middle of the day, come out, check crab pots, go fishing, come back, check crab pots, rinse and repeat. Pretty fun stuff.
Coming in like a lamb so far. We're on the Clarence Straits outside of Thorne Bay fishing. Just caught a nice pinky here. Boated a silver just a bit ago on a just free floating lead line, no downrigger. The weather's relatively good, and it's shaping up to be a really good morning. So fish on.
On Thorne Bay fishing with Anderson Lodge, doing the guided thing, guided adventures, and the pinks are in. We're getting steady action. I'm using a Gold Star with a little pink hoochie, and the fish are loving it. Just 40 pulls behind the boat. We're gonna get our rod back in and get some more fish. Here's some of the gear that we've been using on our self-guided trips out into Thorne Bay, catching those silvers and pinks and chinook. We've got some spinners, which I used with a herring, a whole herring. These are Dutch Fork custom lure components. You can see this one in particular, how it's see-through, and you can see the beads behind it. They really imparted a great action on the herring. It was very effective. The old standby green hoochie with a green flasher worked really well. And then this guy today was particularly effective for the pinks. We were running the boat at about 3 miles an hour, about 40 to 50 pulls on the rods behind the boat, and about 6 to 8 ounces on the weight. If you weren't trolling 3.2 miles an hour, you weren't getting bit as much as you could have. We got a lot of action today in particular. So the pinks and the silvers are flooding into the bay now, and boy, what a great trip this has been, and pretty amazing fishing.
Our time's come to an end here at Anderson Lodge in Thorne Bay, Alaska. Gary and Victoria are cleaning up the catch from this morning. You guys provide a variety of options. You do combination packages. If people want to get a hold of you for self-guided, guided charters, or combinations, how do they do that?
They can reach us at 907-419-0957.
That number's right here.
Or AndersonLodgeAlaska.com.